and welcome back to Clothesline. My name is Oren and this is our Smackdown review entitled 5 vs 5. In case you don't know, here's how it goes. I'm going to talk about 5 good things that happened this week on Smackdown, and I'm going to talk about 5 bad things that happened this week on Smackdown, give the show an overall review, and then give it a score between 1 till 10, and there's even a 0 if the show was a complete catastrophe. Trust me, by the looks of this episode, we are not that far off. Let's start with the opening matchup between Bianca Belair and Bayley, which I think may summarize their feud. It was a good match, the right person won, and Bianca Belair gains a little bit more momentum going into the Royal Rumble. It was a good match, it was a good decision to put Bianca Belair over. I'm happy. I have a lot of problems when it comes to the Kevin Owens Roman Reigns storyline, but I gotta give the man his due, and Kevin Owens showed us tonight that he has heart and passion and dedication, and he will do whatever it takes to beat Roman Reigns for that Universal title at the Rumble. And he almost sold me on the idea. I can almost believe that Kevin Owens, I'm not really gonna believe him, but he does get an A for effort. So I guess Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro are going their separate ways, but I do love the fact that even during their confrontation tonight, they had a little bit of a moment of hesitation, which showed me something. They have respect to each other. Maybe they could even have a bigger match on a bigger stage. See where I'm going with this? Another good point goes to the Baron Corbin-Dominic Mysterio match, which showed us that Dominic Mysterio does learn from his mistakes, especially when he attacks Baron Corbin before the match even begins. Other than that, it was another solid matchup between both men, and Dominic Mysterio showing us his progression and his potential in the ring, but alas, it wasn't his day. For once again, Baron Corbin is able to beat Dominic Mysterio. After the matchup, he tries to attack Rey, but Rey overcomes the odds. A great showing by Dominic Mysterio. I do feel sorry for him for not winning against Baron Corbin, but I'm guessing it's not his time yet. I'm just curious to know if there will be a spot in the Rumble between Rey, Dominic, and Baron Corbin. Maybe Rey eliminating his son by mistake, maybe the other way around. Anything that leads us to a match between the two at WrestleMania, I'm on board. There were a lot of things that did not work on this show tonight, but if I have to give it another good point, it has to be the return of Braun Strowman. Yeah, I'm happy he's back. He showed his dominance when he took out like 4 men. And yes, I'm guessing he's in the Rumble. And just like that, he turned himself into another favorite to win the Rumble match. So as you can tell, I didn't have a lot to say about the good things, but trust me, on the bad things, I have plenty. The brand to brand invitational. God, I hate that stipulation. The only reason I'm not that mad about it, because I'm guessing you're having problems filling in the roster. I'm guessing some of them has COVID. Even though you won't admit it, there's a lot of faces that we don't see on TV lately. Where were the Street Profits, Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode, the Knights of Baron Corbin? A lot of people we haven't seen in the past couple of weeks, so I'm guessing it's COVID related, so if I am mistaken, I apologize. But if I am right, then I wish them a healthy and speedy recovery. So I'm guessing they had to pull out the brand-to-brand card, so I'll give them a pass. Even though Bianca Belair and Bayley had a good matchup tonight, I am really disappointed about the build. We knew the match was coming, so you just give us a heads up like 24 hours in advance? I think it was even less than 24 hours, like 6 hours before the show began? And why? I think the match should have had a better build, should have been announced a couple of days beforehand. It's a shame. The next bad thing is a little bit of a cheat because it didn't happen directly on Smackdown, but an announcement that was made on Smackdown. So we get the announcement, then on backstage, they're gonna do the announcement about who's going in numbers 1 and 2 in the Men's Royal Rumble. Then on the other side, we're gonna have a match between Natalya and Tamina for the number 30 spot in the Women's Royal Rumble. Why are you spoiling the surprise? I mean, the surprise on fans' faces when they find out for the first time who's numbers 1 and 2 and 30, and you're taking that away from them. You have a good storyline or a legitimate reason why someone should be number 30 or number 1, then be my guest. But you're just giving it away? Now, I already gave mad props to Kevin Owens, and deservedly so, but there is no way Kevin Owens is beating Roman Reigns for the title at the Rumble. And it's not because Kevin Owens can't do it, and it's not because Kevin Owens is a bad wrestler. It is because they turned him into a bad character. Because throughout this storyline, Roman Reigns has been beating down Kevin Owens time after time after time without any offense whatsoever from Kevin Owens. So even though with great promos, a heartfelt promo tonight, a good conversation with Paul Heyman, I'm not sold on the idea because Roman Reigns has beaten Kevin Owens far too many times to make Kevin Owens a credible threat, a credible contender for that Universal Championship right now. This feud needs to cool off. They should have found someone else to face Roman. Why not Nakamura? And then later on down the road, Kevin Owens rises up again, challenges Roman again, and then maybe win the championship. But for how this storyline was built, I don't see any chance in heck that Kevin Owens is going to win that championship on Sunday. And the final bad point goes to what happened at the main event. So we're told at the beginning of the show that we're going to have Daniel Bryan taking on AJ Styles. We get to the main event. They're having a great matchup. For some reason, Cesaro's on commentary. Then Sami Zayn walks out to protest. Then out of nowhere, Big E comes in to attack Sami Zayn. I completely forgot about that they had a scuffle last week when Sami Zayn attacked Big E. But in the middle of the show, you're showing us John Morrison and The Miz attacking Big E. So why is he attacking Sami Zayn now? We're not even talking about it throughout the show. So Big E attacks Sami Zayn. He gets in a scuffle with Cesaro. Sami Zayn attacks Daniel Bryan. And the whole thing turns into a mess. From there, Shinsuke Nakamura comes charging in, and now we're having a six-man tag. What? So we're having a six-man tag, then all of a sudden, Miz and Morrison come charging in and attacking Big E. From there, Otis comes charging in without Chad Gable, then he attacks Miz and Morrison. And the match is turned into a 5 versus 4 match. Huh? And then if that's not enough, Sheamus comes in, turns it into a 10-man tag, and then all this turns into a big debacle when Braun Strowman comes charging in. What? What is all this mess? Why? A singles match turned into a 6-man tag, turned into a 5-on-4, then to a 10-man tag. I mean, who writes this? Overall review, this was a catastrophe of a show, but I'll give it credit. It had 2 good matches. Bianca Belair versus Bayley was a good match, and also Dominic Mysterio versus Baron Corbin was also a good match. Besides those 2 things, this show was not good. So appropriately, I'm going to give it a score of 3.5 out of 10. 3.5 for 2 good matches, a complete mess of a main event, and a lot of segments that did not work for me. And this is the show before the Royal Rumble. And that is our review. Now we would like to hear from you. Let us know in the comments below, do you agree or disagree with our score? We would love to hear your comments. And also, if you want to stay notified when I'm uploading these videos, hit a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification button. And I'll see you next time with another Clothesline review. Thank you for watching, and get ready to rumble!